Hello everyone, I am Fpl Rondo and welcome back to the channel. So game week 5 didn't quite go our way. We only got 37 points, which overall did seem like quite the average score. Hopefully game week 6 is better. It is a new week, so hopefully we can get some great points, a green arrow, and hopefully the new transfers, which we will also discuss in this team selection video, hopefully they can come in and do the world of good for our team as well. I am very happy with my decisions, so let's get into this. Right guys, so here is my team going into game week 6. I am running the 3-5-2 formation as I have done for the majority of weeks this season so far. Starting us off in goal though, we do have Onana of Manchester United, who does have Burnley away. Now on paper this is a good fixture, especially for a team like Manchester United, but with all the issues around the club right now and how the defence has been leaking a lot of goals and Onana hasn't been getting too many saves in, I'm not convinced at this fixture at all. I do think there is a high chance they concede. I'm just looking at Matt Turner on the bench and he does have Manchester City away, and obviously that is the worst fixture, so I have gone for Onana in goal. Again, I'm not getting my hopes up. I've lost a lot of faith in Manchester United as a whole currently this season, and hopefully they can prove me wrong. But for now, I'm just playing Onana in goal just because he is the better option of the two. Matt Turner, obviously, it isn't ideal for him as well, as we are expecting Nottingham Forest to switch and transition into the new goalkeeper that they've recently signed, and then that would obviously drop Matt Turner down to the bench, and that would produce even more issues for my team. I will be swapping out the goalkeepers on wildcard because I do think it's more valuable to do so there. I'm not a big fan of using my free transfers on goalkeepers, especially when I've had so many issues in my outfield areas, and I do think my free transfers especially on outfield players is much more valuable, and that's why I've stuck with these goalkeepers for the majority of the season. I think I've had them for the whole season actually, so yeah, that's my justification there, and that's why I'm playing Onana in goal this week. The back three consists of Saliba, Botman, and Estepinian. Now, Botman, as you saw earlier in the week, is one of my new transfers in. I did sell Ben Chilwell and bring Botman in as a free transfer, who does have Sheffield United away. Now, I do think this is a fantastic fixture for Newcastle, and I'm hoping they can keep a clean sheet there. They have got a great run of fixtures coming up, as you can see. They've got Sheffield United and Burnley in the next two. West Ham is a difficult fixture, but then you've got Crystal Palace and Wolves after that, and a few other good fixtures in the meantime as well. So yeah, long term I do think Newcastle are fantastic assets to own. You've just got to pick the right ones, especially with that rotation risk, and that applies more towards the forwards and wingers like Harvey Barnes and Gordon switching around, and Isaac and Wilson up front. So yeah, it's just about picking the right Newcastle assets. Saliba against Tottenham, I don't think they will keep a clean sheet, but there is always the chance that they do, and Saliba is a goal threat on corners as well, so hopefully he can pick up an attacking return there. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I'm just fingers crossed they can keep a clean sheet because he is a great option, and Arsenal are looking good this season so far. Estepinian against Bournemouth, it's a bit of a no-brainer. His attacking output this season has been phenomenal, and Bournemouth at home should be one of the better options, one of the better games to keep a clean sheet, so fingers crossed there as well. It is just a sort of sensible option this week for me, and I think a lot of people will be running Estepinian in their starting 11s this week. So starting us off in the midfield, we have Bukayo Saka and Martin Ødegaard of Arsenal. Now, I do think this game will be quite open and quite end-to-end, which will benefit the attackers because there will be quite a lot of counter-attack opportunities. I do think Saka and Ødegaard will want to get on the end of that, and they will be pushing for goals and attacking returns in this fixture, especially with it being a London derby. There's just a bit more on the line. Saliba, I do worry about the clean sheet, especially with it being quite an open game, in my opinion. Obviously, that is still to be decided. But yeah, for the attackers, especially in this fixture, it is a very good one, I do believe. And if you do have the likes of Maddison and Son on the other side of the fixture, they might still be good picks and possible differentials, assuming people do bench them. You may as well just play them, I think. It is just going to be quite an end-to-end game, and hopefully that is the case because it will create a lot of opportunities and hopefully a lot of goals as well. Rashford against Burnley, I do think it is a good fixture, as I said, for Onana. I worry less about the Manchester United attack. Obviously, in the midweek, they did manage to put 3 goals past Bayern Munich. It is just the defence of Manchester United, which I do worry about. So fingers crossed, Rashford, he did look a bit greedy in his previous fixtures. He is getting a lot of shots off, but they're just wasted. He does need to start crossing the ball in and passing it towards the more central players, and that would give him more assists. But yeah, hopefully Rashford can step it up a bit and get some more attacking returns, get a bit more involved in the game. He is looking fantastic. He is looking sharp. It is just about getting on the end of those attacking returns, and fingers crossed this is the game for that, because Burnley away, they should be able to step up and get at least a goal or 2 in that fixture. I would expect so anyway. If not, he strays onto the sell list, because I will be eyeing up Salah and finding a way to get him immediately. Eze against Fulham is a great fixture. Fulham have had a really bad defensive record so far this season, statistically anyway, so hopefully Eze can get on the end of a few opportunities and hopefully a goal or 2 there. I have been saying this a lot about Eze, and obviously he is on penalties, free kicks and corners, so I have been expecting more output from Eze. Unfortunately, that has not been the case, and he has been struggling to get them and get the points in FPL. But Fulham at home is a great opportunity to turn that around, and that's why I've been holding on to him. His fixtures have been getting a bit better, and fingers crossed. I mean, he's got Manchester United next week. That could be 4 goals for him. But Nottingham Forest, he's got Newcastle, Spurs. It's not a great run coming up, but Fulham at home is still a great game, so fingers crossed there. And Mbeumo has Everton at home. Now, obviously, Everton fan, I am expecting Mbeumo to get a goal or 2 here. Everton have just not been looking great at all. Even defensively, we held Arsenal for so long, and then just one good run of play and we've conceded. So it could just very well be the case in this fixture as well. Away, going down to London as well, it just opens up more opportunities, and the team will be a bit more tired. So hopefully, I mean, for FPL's sake anyway, Mbeumo can get a return or 2 in this fixture, especially with being on penalties. Moving on to the forwards now, and for the first time this season, I have actually owned more than one Manchester City asset, which is quite exciting for myself because we know the potential that they have. Erling Haaland is the no-brainer for captaincy this week, and is a no-brainer to start in my team in FPL. He is just a great captaincy option, and with a favourable fixture like Nottingham Forest at home, I think a lot of people will be putting the captaincy armband on him. It's just a no-brainer, and he will be the sensible choice. I know the only people really who will be going for differential options this week will be the ones chasing rank and trying to catch up. If you are in that position and are wanting to go away from Haaland for some reason, I do think Rashford is potentially the option to go for. He does have the vice captaincy armband for me this week. Obviously, he's not been in the best form, but Burnley away is a great fixture, and Manchester United will want to prove something, and it's mainly their defence for me, which has been the weakness. So fingers crossed, Rashford can get on the back end of some goals, if not being the goal scorer himself. But yeah, Erling Haaland will be the captaincy for the majority this week. My new signing, Alvarez, is starting alongside him. Now, obviously, as you've seen this season, and it's just been a really poor one for Jackson so far, so I have managed to sell him off this week. Finally, it has been done, so I've got Alvarez in, and fingers crossed he can keep his good form up. Obviously, he did get 2 goals in the Champions League as well, and he has been getting a lot of points in FPL so far and is looking really good, so that's why I've brought him in. It's a bit of a no-brainer, and yeah, hopefully he can start off very well in my team against Nottingham Forest as well. Now, I just wanted to include this in the video just for something a bit different, but I do have Fantasy Football Hub access, and I've just put my team in, including my transfers for the week, which is Botman and Alvarez, and my team rating is actually showing as 93% and a predicted points of 69.6. So hopefully, assuming all that goes through correctly, I'm actually in for a good week, so fingers crossed there. As you can see, that midfield is all green for the next 3 weeks, and hopefully that is the case. Hopefully they can all bring in some good points. Eze especially is one to note. He is expected to get 5.3 points, 4.6 points, and then 5.6 points over the next 3 games, and that includes a Manchester United game at Old Trafford, so that will be one to watch there. So yeah, I just thought that would be something to include, especially with the bench being all red. I think I've just definitely made the right choices, and based off of this information from Fantasy Football Hub, hopefully that is the case, and fingers crossed I do end up with 69.6 points. I know that's not possible, but 70 will do very fine if we round that up. And that concludes the video. So I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. And if you did enjoy, a like and a subscribe would be very much appreciated to keep up with my content. I do put a lot of work into these, and it does take quite a lot of time out of my day. So it would be very much appreciated if you could do that for me, if you do enjoy the content anyway. Hopefully game week 6 is a good week, and fingers crossed it is. I have had quite a lot of red arrows recently with the occasional green sprinkled in there, so it would be nice to get back on the green arrow train and see my rank rise quite significantly. Obviously my Fantasy Football Hub predicted score is around the 70 points mark, so fingers crossed that does come true, because I would absolutely love that, and I do think that would see a good rise in my rank. Have you brought anyone in this week? I know Jackson to Alvarez will be a very popular transfer, and obviously I've sold Chilwell as well. So if you are keeping hold of your Chelsea assets, let me know in the comments below. It would be interesting to see how many of you actually are keeping hold and keeping faith in that Chelsea team. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Good luck in game week 6, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.